Yo, what up everybody, Roshi here, and today I have something really exciting and new for the channel. Shira and I were given an opportunity from EA and flown out to their studio all the way in Redwood Shores, California for an extensive hands-on experience with the upcoming Dead Space remake. Now, as someone who has always loved the horror genre and the original Dead Space franchise, I gotta say, I was pretty hyped to hear that a remake was in the works. Not only for the chance to revisit Isaac Clarke's story, but to see how the developers could leverage the power of modern day technology. Now, this video is going to be about my first impressions of the game, as well as some of the changes and new exciting features. Separately, on our gaming channel, I will be uploading our full playthrough of Chapter 3 of the remake with no commentary for those that want to see. Now, naturally, the game will immediately be familiar in terms of story, as we revisit Isaac Clarke, an engineer aboard the spacecraft Ishimura, when a simple routine mission quickly turns into a nightmare for survival, as not only has the entire crew been viciously slaughtered, but Isaac's girlfriend is also missing. This is the backbone of the epic story that is Dead Space. Now, as we know, uncovering the mystery is not going to be easy while being hunted down by necromorphs, while also fighting to maintain sanity in this state of desperation and isolation. The story beats seem to all be intact. However, I found myself connecting with the narrative as well as Isaac in an entirely different way due to the inclusion of all new enhanced voice acting.
We're out of fuel. The centrifuge is offline. We're tethered to a 4 trillion ton payload. Without the engines, it's dragging us down to the planet.
But Isaac Clarke is no longer the silent protagonist he was in the original game. Isaac having a voice enhances the connection between player and protagonist while making his interactions more meaningful and adding agency to the character, taking immersion to the next level. But let's just jump right into some of the enhancements made from a design and gameplay standpoint, which truly make this experience feel brand new and fresh. Now, not only is the sound design incredible, especially with the use of 3D audio, but the visuals are phenomenal as well. Now, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and oftentimes we find ourselves reminiscing through rose-tinted goggles. Now, initially when the remake was announced, I found myself wondering if it was necessary, especially when the original still looks great and holds up after all these years. Now, along with experiencing the remake in all its current-gen glory, EA provided us access to the original to compare, and I can say with confidence the difference is drastic, solidifying that this was worthy of the remake treatment. This is no simple cash grab, but a labor of love, evident in all facets of the game, from sound design, visuals, dynamic lighting, and so much more. These elements all come together to give the most horrifying take on necromorphs, as well as the most immersive Dead Space experience to date. While the Ishimura has a sense of familiarity to it, players of the original will find themselves immediately noticing the ship has been completely reconstructed. We had the opportunity to speak with some of the devs who said in the original, the ship layout didn't make much sense if the players paid attention. You would see things outside that you shouldn't based on where you were located on the Ishimura, and in some cases, the connecting hallways didn't make much sense either. Players of the survival horror genre know that the environment in which you navigate and the atmosphere established is a critical component to the experience, one that these developers have clearly put a major focus on. Now, not only has the Ishimura undergone a full-on facelift, but like the revolutionary implementation of a single camera shot seen in God of War 2018, the Dead Space remake implements this same immersion-enhancing technique. This allows the Ishimura to fully be navigated from point A to Z without any immersion-breaking loading screens. Simply put, if a player doesn't die, they can navigate this entire experience without ever seeing a cutaway from the action. Now, the enhancements don't stop with visual design. There are gameplay enhancements as well. One such upgrade is the Intensity Director, which makes this feel like a truly distinct experience from the original. This new feature dynamically adjusts which enemies are presented in your path, their behaviors, and even spawn locations. This unpredictability keeps the tension high, and throughout the course of the experience, Shira and I experienced this Intensity Director firsthand while exploring, as necromorphs came from a vent and killed us one time, and when we respawned, they came from the door behind us, catching us completely off guard. In other words, dying and retrying is not as simple as remembering which enemies were on screen and where they came from, as each encounter feels wildly different, adding to a level of pressure and anxiety not seen in the original. Now, while the ever-changing encounters create a constant sense of desperation, players still have a sense of control with the dismemberment system. Headshots don't slow down the necromorphs, so figuring out the best strategy and limbs to target makes each unique enemy and encounter feel like a puzzle in itself. Now, another enhancement, while not drastic, but still showing the level of attention the devs have given this project, is the fact that almost any object can be kinesis. This means the player has more chances for interaction with the world around them, as well as more objects to throw at enemies when you are in a bind. This ambitious built from the ground up remake seems like a love letter to the Dead Space franchise, creating what feels like an entirely new experience from a gameplay and design standpoint while holding on to its core DNA. This is something for veterans of the franchise and newcomers alike, and I look forward to experiencing this in its entirety as the future seems bright for this franchise. Now, if you enjoyed this first impressions video, go on ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out the gaming channel because once again, that is where I'll be posting chapter 3 in its entirety if you want to check that out. But that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you guys next time.